Law enforcement was in town this morning to complain about a potential veto override of a seizure and forfeiture bill and making marijuana a civil offense. And Scott Schellenberger out of Baltimore County State's attorney said under that bill, if it's overridden, you could smoke a bong while you're driving and nothing would happen.
That's not true. We already have an attorney general's opinion on this issue. In terms of the forfeiture, it means if you got $150 in your pocket and there's a roach in the ashtray, you don't get and it's not connected with drugs, the police don't take it. You know, the police go into somebody's house, they don't pull the flat screen TVs off the wall. They give people notice about what they're supposed to take. I mean, we balance things out between the police, between the public, and we make compromises. And we're not throwing the police under the bus in any way, shape, or form. The men and women in blue, they're there for you and us and everybody. And we're working with them in all 23 jurisdictions in Baltimore City.
What's the timetable for the Senate to take up all these overrides? Is this something you're going to do tomorrow, or you're going to wait?
Probably a week. We're going to do the formalities of the session and then have caucuses in the House and the Senate and look at each one. But with the possible exception of the felon voting rule, I think all will be overridden. My prediction is they'll be overridden. I don't think there's enough votes in the House for that felon voting proposal, but what the speakers indicated to me is that they're going to make certain modifications in the bill. That's going to be the first bill passed in the legislative session. You know, Schellenberg should stick to his job, which is being a state's attorney in Baltimore County. He does it well. We like him very much, but he needs to stay in the legislative arena, especially talking about things he knows nothing about.
But at the same time, he prosecutes these cases. He also works with police, and he's got to be an advocate for them. Isn't it appropriate for a district attorney to speak about that, or state's attorney?
Well, it's appropriate, but when the bills were passed, they were passed with overwhelming majorities, and Nobody's going to want people driving a car smoking marijuana or anything else. That's not in the law. What this bill does is do one of two things. We passed a law making small possession of marijuana a civil offense, but we mistakenly left out paraphernalia, which means baggies, needles, things of that nature. All this does is making the paraphernalia a civil offense as well. So it evens it out so there's not that inequity. That's all this bill does, nothing more. And to read something else in it is a mistake.
So if somebody smokes a joint in the car, what would happen to them?
They should get arrested. It's against the law. It's against the law now, and it'll be against the law in the future. If it needs clarification, we'll clarify it, but it's against the law. We don't want people walking on the boardwalk in Ocean City smoking a joint. We don't want people even smoking a car smoking a joint. It's against the law, folks.